Well, time now for Precision Performance, presented by ChromeSoft from Callaway. And well, let's be frank, our next guest needs absolutely no introduction, but we're going to do it anyway. Annika Sorenstam won for her first of 10 major championships at the 1995 U.S. Women's Open at Broadmoor in Colorado Springs. She entered the final round 5 strokes off the lead and shot a final round 68 to beat Meg Mallon by a shot, a breakthrough victory of the ages. She then went on to successfully defend her U.S. Women's Open title at Pine Needles, carding rounds of 69 and 66 on the weekend to win by 6 strokes and set a new tournament record of 272, becoming the 6th repeat champion at the U.S. Women's Open. Now, Annika made her last U.S. Women's Open start in 2008 at Interlaken Country Club. Now, though Sorenstam finished tied for 24th, she went out with a bang. We will never forget this moment. We'll never forget this reaction, holding out the eagle from 199 yards on her 72nd hole. And then 2021, Annika, in her first time competing in the U.S. Senior Women's Open and playing in her first USGA Championship in 13 years, took the title by a whopping 8 shots at Brooklawn Country Club. It was her first major title in more than 15 years. So, of course, in addition to those U.S. Women's Open titles in 95 and 96, she also won the 2006 championship at the Newport Country Club in Rhode Island, one of 6 women to win 3 or more U.S. Women's Open titles. Goes along with her 3 Chevron championships, 3 Women's PGA championships, and the 2003 Women's Open Championship. So we need all the time in the day to try and describe the impact that Annika Sorenstam has had on this game. It is so wonderful to see you making your 17th U.S. Women's Open start this week. But of course, this one is a little bit special, Annika. Did you ever think you'd have the opportunity to compete at Pebble on a championship that means so much to you?
No, I mean, I think maybe I've dreamt about it, hoping it would happen. And I mean, that's the reason why I'm here, because it is happening. And I'm so excited for the ladies to be here. I think it's just, I mean, look behind you. This is just such an iconic place, spectacular in so many ways. And I just think racing the tournament, I mean, it's just taking it to a total different level. And it's just the respect I think that women are getting is just fabulous. So it's wonderful to be here.
You talked a little while ago that you had played here previously in the Callaway Invitational, but you know, I'm curious to see your opinion about this golf course, or hear your opinion about this golf course and how it differs from the setup that you previously played, and also the state of your game.
Yeah, the course seems a lot longer than when I was here last.
That happens.
Yeah, it does happen. I mean, the course is in fabulous shape. I mean, from tee to green, and the rough is thick, and it's greens are small. I think they're smaller than they've ever been for some reason. Maybe because I'm hitting longer clubs in than I'm used to. But it's just an awesome golf course. I think it really tests, you know, your game from start to finish. I mean, you know, the fairways that sometimes, you know, they're wide enough, so it makes you want to hit driver, and then just kind of gets more narrow and narrow and narrow. And then, if you miss the greens a little bit, you can have some really nasty lies. The rough is really thick. But I must say, I think it's set up very fairly. I mean, it is a true ball striker place. And but then again, you need to have good short game, because you can get some, you know, tricky lies for these small greens. So I'm delighted to be here. I think it's going to be a true test for everybody. Of course, today is quite benign. I mean, there's not much wind, and, you know, it really plays kind of what you see. But I can imagine when the wind picks up here from the Pacific, it can get pretty nasty. But that's what it's all about, right? I mean, majors are about patience and testing, and I think, you know, ball control and distance control is going to be a key this week.
I love hearing you talk about golf, because you get a sense of the depth of knowledge. But when you think back to the height of the best golf that you played, where did you feel like your edge was? Was it physically? Was it mentally? Was it strategically?
I think it was just everything just clicked. Yeah. You know, I think, you know, obviously I've hit a lot of good shots in my career, and I think that gave me confidence. And that just, you know, I stood on the tee and I just didn't see anything other than fairway. I didn't see anything other than green. I mean, it was just, it felt so simple. And, you know, out there now, I'm starting to see a little wider things, and you start to wonder why, you know, why am I seeing these things? It's just because I don't play as much. But, you know, I hit a lot of good shots, and that's kind of what I carried in my bag before. And it was just, I never doubted myself. I stood on the tee, and it was just, okay, pick a target and do it. You know, to answer Brandel's question, how, you know, what's the state of the game? I mean, obviously it's not where it was, and far from it. But, you know, I have practiced. I've put in the time that the time that I have and the time that I want to do it. And it's not enough, I know that, but if I can just go out there and hit some fairways and greens, and I don't think I need anything spectacular. I think it's more just staying away from trouble. We're all going to make bogeys, there's no doubt, but if I can stay away from doubles, maybe throw in a birdie or two in a round and keep it pretty solid, I think maybe not a winning score, but at least be fun to be there and be able to compete and feel comfortable. But yeah, if it starts to sway a little bit and the wind picks it up, who knows what it can be.
You make it sound so simple, and you made it look simple as well. But we all know you grind to greatness. So I'm more interested in the strategies and the techniques you use to sustain that level of dominance and consistency over such a long period of long career. It's not just the workouts, it's not just the practice. There had to be more to it than that to have achieved what you achieved.
Yeah, the hunger, the excitement, the motivation, the will and the drive. I mean, I'm super motivated. I was excited to play. I wanted to push the envelope. I wanted to see how good I can be. And I just didn't see any limits. I mean, it was just going there. And I've always brought the positive to the tee and never thought that anything could stop me. And that's kind of the attitude I had. Of course, when you play well, you get confidence, and then you just remember that, and it keeps kind of feeding on that. I wasn't afraid. I was just kind of hit and go, and if it didn't go where I wanted, I knew I could save it and move on to the next. And now when I don't play so much and I don't have that momentum, I'm seeing the other side of the game. That it's like, why is it so much harder than it used to be? But I think I just have a different appreciation of the game today, and obviously watching these ladies that I'm playing with and see how good they are at a young age. I mean, today I played with two young ladies in college. They're, two of the 23 amateurs I believe we have here. And yesterday I played with a young lady that won the Annika Invitational in China 2019. And I was looking at her, I said, how old are you today? And she was 18. And I'm thinking, she won our tournament, when she was, 14 or 15. So, we have 60 Annika alumni here this week. And to see how great women's golf is, especially on that level, obviously Rose Zhang is another player that we're talking about all the time, just to see the strength in her game and what she has done. And so, it's fun to be here for that reason too, just to kind of go with women's golf and see what it's taken us the last few years, and it's fun to be part of this journey.
Looking back on your win back in 1995, an absolute breakthrough moment for you, especially as a European, as an international, winning the US's national championship, and then to back it up in 1996. What do you remember about that moment in 95, your breakthrough moment on arguably the biggest stage that the women's game has to offer? And when you reflect on it now, how different is it compared to when you were in the moment?
Yeah. Well, first of all, when I got there in 95, I almost got disqualified because I didn't know you have to register on site. That's what kind of rookie I was, because I've entered to the tournament, but I didn't know you have to register on site. And they kept looking for me on Tuesday afternoon, and there was like a deadline at 6 p.m. and they found me maybe about 5 p.m. and luckily, so I was able to play. And but that was one of those, I totally came from behind. I just played my own game and slowly just climbed the leaderboard. And down on Sunday, I was right there with Meg Mallon. And I remember the last few holes, it was literally just playing all over the place. I scrambled to make par because I saw my name up there. I was so nervous, and then somehow I was able to pull through. But yeah, that was certainly that changed my career, knowing that I can beat the best out there at the biggest stage in women's golf. But then also when I got back home, I realized, this is my second year. I feel like I got so much more in me. I have not reached my full potential, but it certainly kickstarted my career. And that's why, the USJ and the US Women's Open has such a, special place in my heart. And, I'm thankful for the special exemption they gave me this week and didn't want to let them down.
You've reached that stage of your life where you've achieved so much, and Paige just hit on it a minute ago. Everybody does want to hear what you have to say. You're an elder stateswoman of the game. People want to hear your comments on the game, and the women's game has grown and made many positive progressions over the last couple of years. But I'm curious what you think have been the most positive growths in the women's game, but also what you'd like to see happen in the future with the women's game. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think one of them is the ladies playing these courses. It elevates our game. There's no doubt. It started, I remember in 2008, the women's, AIG Women's British Open, we played at St. Andrews, and that was like a breakthrough. We had played, good courses, but not named courses, not courses of this caliber. And I think it just elevated not just the tournament itself, but just the players, knowing you have to, you really got to step it up there. And, women like history too. I tell them all the time, I mean, this is a big treat for us. And I think so that's one important thing, that we're playing courses that people fly around the world to come and see and come and watch. And then, of course, I mean, if we can, you know, if I can be a commissioner for the day, I like the women to be on TV all the time, you know, prime time, right? I mean, I think they deserve it, and that's the only way to grow, you know, a bigger fan base, is to be out there and to be seen and to be heard. So it's getting there. And then, of course, the purses. You know, this week, you know, we had the Champions Dinner last night, and we had, I believe, 39 of the previous champions, and just to listen to all of them, we had winners from the 60s, winners from the 70s and 18s and on, and you know, they stood up and they talked about how much they made. And I think, you know, one of the players, Donna Capone or somebody, said, yeah, I made $1,700 for winning, right? And then Mike Wall stood up and said, hey, this week it's $2 million, you know, first prize. So a lot of things have changed, you know, so which is great.
A lot of things have changed personally for you as well. I mean, we're used to seeing you hold trophies, and we saw in 21 you winning the Senior Women's Open, and your family was there. How different was that experience? And if you reflect on your playing career and how that transition has happened to being a mother, how different would it have been if that was the case while you were still playing?
Well, you know what it's like to be a mom. I mean, it puts things in perspective. I mean, it's just, I keep saying that, you know, our kids are my grand slam of life. I mean, there's no doubt. You know, I'm so lucky to have won majors, but when you become a mom and a parent, it's just put things in perspective, and it just has a totally different meaning. And then for them to be part of my golf now, I mean, when we won that Senior Women's Open 2 years ago, was spectacular. But I mean, today Will has walked every step that I walked here this week. He has carried the bag. He's telling me where to go. He's giving me little lies around the green. Try this, Mommy, do that. And, you know, on Sunday he was my kind of assistant caddy, and we played in the player caddy at the Hay here, which they had, which was fabulous. And, I mean, I would say that that's one of the reasons I'm here, too, because he has such a love for the game, and he's, you know, pushing me, come on, Mom. And, you know, we played with some young college players today, and Anya, one of the players, you know, she hit it really good the last 3 holes. She goes, come on, Mommy, you can do it. Like, he's pushing me, and I'm like trying to keep up. But that's what makes it really fun to have, you know, obviously Mike on the bag, and our daughter Ava, and Mike's mom is here. It's totally a family affair, but it's so neat because he's so into it. And I think that if, you know, what I can give back to him is that joy, and hopefully he can carry it on. And for him to be here is, you know, he's walked around, and he's been working with the Callaway guys, whether it's in the trailer or creating content. I mean, the guy's in heaven, so it's awesome.
Well, he made a hole-in-one last year at the Cradle when you were playing at Pine Needles. Maybe he can duplicate that.
We're trying. I mean, he's asking every day, when can I play the Hay? When can I play the Hay?
So what kind of game does he have? How old is he? And
he's 12.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he plays quite a bit of U.S. kids event. He's got a junior tournament on Tuesday, so we'll see if Mike will caddy or I will caddy. But he actually shot 200 par at Iworth, which you're familiar with, in Orlando, Florida. He plays from the red tees, and he shot 70. So super proud of him, and yeah, it's fun to watch the progress.
Do his friends have a reaction when Annika Sorenstam turns up at his little sort of local event? Do they have a concept of who his mom is?
Well, it's funny because 2 of his best friends is Carl Stenson, which is Henrik's son, and the other one is Josh Poulter, which is obviously Ian Poulter. And you can imagine the conversations they have, because you have 2 live players, and then you have me playing on the LPGA, and then you have, so, you know, to be a fly on the wall with those boys talk, it's hilarious.
Yes.
What kind of golf parent are you? I mean, are you nervous when you're watching him play, or are you just?
I'm getting better. I was nervous early on. I wanted to make sure that, you know, can he feel the wind? Can he see it's uphill? Now I've kind of calmed down. I realized he's got to learn on his own, and it's better that way.
Yeah.
I think so, and it's I want him to earn it all the way. And, you know, he's super competitive, and we go out and play, and I mean, his only goal is to beat me. And I know it's going to happen very soon, but then he gets quite mad when he doesn't. So we have to learn that lesson too.
Yeah, I think it could be a little while until he beats the 10-time major champion. But it's a journey that we can't wait to follow. Annika, congratulations on everything. You still have clearly such a thirst for this game, and we look forward to seeing you competing this week. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.